you should find that takes somewhere around 5 minutes. So if you've done like 5 minutes on some piece of cardiovascular equipment, like on the treadmill or on a bike or something, to get your heart rate up, to get your core body temperature up, you want to do 5 minutes of this, which is more like muscle activation work, and then you'd go into your 5 minutes of warm-up sets. When it comes to warm-up sets, you've got two different options. Option number one, when the weight is relatively light. So when I say relatively light, you're talking 20, 30 kilos or underneath, because what's going to happen is you don't have enough space to be able to make the jumps, and you don't want to be making jumps of, say, 2.5 kilos. So say, for example, your working set is 20 kilos on the dumbbells. The first set of dumbbells you're going to pick up are going to be a very light set. So 5 kilo dumbbells, and you're just going to practice the movement for anywhere from 10 to 20 reps. Again, it's not taxing, you shouldn't really hit failure on. The working weight is, again, the 20 kilo dumbbells. You'd then do one set at 50% of your working weight for a set of, say, 6 to 10. So again, shouldn't be taxing, you shouldn't be going anywhere near failure on that set, but it's greasing the groove, getting used to the movement, and getting some blood into that specific set of muscles that you're going to be using. You then do a next set at, say, 75% of what your working weight for a set of, say, 4 to 6. And then you do one set at 90% of what your working weight's going to be, which is normally around what your back offset's going to be as well, for a set of 1 to 3. So what this is designed to do is it's going to allow you to feel the weights before going into your working set. You're not always going to go into the gym and be 100% and be able to beat the numbers that you did last week. So by doing the 90% of what you're aiming for your top set first, you can feel how you're feeling. If that 90% feels really bloody hard for 1 to 3 reps, then what you can always do is do your back offset first. So keep that weight at 90% and try push to the secondary higher rep range first. And then if you hit that rep range of, say, 8 to 12 or 12 to 15 with that weight, then you can always move up and do your heavy set afterwards. If you get to 90% for 1 to 3 and it feels fine, then you could go straight into then your heavy working set and still do the back offset afterwards. So that's for when weights, as I said, are relatively light, so anywhere from like 10 to 20 kilos, you're not going to need to do lots and lots of warm-up sets. Whereas if you're doing something like a deadlift and you're on, say, 140 kilos, 120 kilos, then you might want to do a few more steps in between. So with that, you would probably do, if it's, say, for example, deadlifts, you might do 30 kilos on the bar. So the bar and the two smallest, thinnest plates you can do for, again, a set of 10 to 12. This is an activation rep range. It's not meant to fatigue you. It's just about getting into the movement, getting blood into those muscles you're about to use. You then do one set at, say, 20% of your max for a set of 10. The next set at, say, 40% of your max for a set of 6. A set at 60% of your max for another set of 6. A set at 60% of your max for a set of 3. A set of 80% of your max for, again, a set of 3. And 90% of your max for a set of 1 to 3. This is about feeling out those weights, getting your central nervous system ready to do your top working set without fatiguing the muscle. If you're doing sets of 8 to 12 on each of those warm-up sets, by the time you get to your working set, you're going to have expended a lot of energy, and it's going to take away from the maximum weight you can do on that working set. Especially if you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you've got 6 warm-up sets and you're doing 10 reps on each one, that's 60 reps on the exercise before you've even got into your working sets. Whereas when you do it this way, you've got 10, 16, 19, 21, 22. 22 to 24 reps. So less than half of that volume, and the majority of that volume is going to be submaximal. So it allows you to prime your nervous system ready to go into your heavy sets, get plenty of blood and plenty of movement through the joints so that, again, they're ready to go into those heavy sets without fatiguing the muscle so much that you can't perform those heavy sets. Hopefully all this makes sense. I will pop a link to an infographic below that will in writing show you how to set up the warm-up sets, and I'm also going to put each one of these exercises into individual videos and put those so that you can have that as an on-demand warm-up. So before every single session, you can go into your workouts, click the warm-up, and it's right there, and it's going to do, it'll run you through the exact exercises you need to do for your warm-up.